All participants of the podcast are either medical marijuana patients or in a state where it is recreationally legal. Two Fried Eggs podcast does not condone any illegal marijuana or drug use or sales.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Two Fried Eggs podcast once again. What's up, Dolph? How you doing, homie?
A fried egg.
Yes, dude, I'm fried. My brain is toasted. I've been chilling all day and smoked.
You've been ghost as fuck today. This is the first time I haven't talked to you like all day, most days. Like,
yeah, dude, I woke up this morning and I got something to eat, and then I just started working on my truck. I had to do spark plugs and wires and cap rotor, all that shit.
yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, me and Bosch are truly fucking like really close friends. We talk every day. We share shit to each other that isn't on this podcast. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy how this has developed into that. I just hate people to think like we're just two guys in a pod. I wanted to make a podcast. No, we're homies. Like we're all that fucking close. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, dude, I was chilling, and then I got done doing that and shit and got cleaned up and grilled some steak, and then I ain't gonna lie, dude, I crashed out for a little bit on the couch, and yeah, it's been my day. Just kind of chilling after that. Did a little bit around the house, but not a whole lot. Shit. No gaming today, though, since I streamed Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I can understand why you have a little break there. It's stuff you need a little bit of break between your work weeks.
Yep. I'll back to it tomorrow. Yay.
You got this, man. All right, so today's different, man. Today's going to be a little different than what we normally would talk about. We're talking about our top 5 games. And I hit you with this morning. I said, just write down your top 5 games. I said top 5, top 10. You did top 5, so I did top 12. And
I'm an underachiever. What can I say?
Yeah, you're definitely an underachiever. That's okay. Well, I mean, in honesty, though, I sat at a desk and worked most of the day, so I was able to have a pen and paper sitting out and just write as I was getting it. So it's not even a fair comparison. So
I watched car shows and worked on a truck all day.
That's fair. So let's get right into it, because we got 10 games to talk about. Maybe not even an overlap. I don't know. I mean, it may or may not. So are yours in a order or just random? Like,
no, I think
I was going to say your number 5. What's your number 5 game?
My number 5 game right now of all time to me would be Red Dead.
Okay. I can see that. But so why don't you play it more then? Like, how many hours do you actually have in the game at this point?
Well, in the game itself, like the single player, I played that before I was streaming.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking single player, like role playing stuff.
Oh,
to
one
me
or two. Sorry, 1 or 2.
Oh man, it'd have to be the second one, but I played the first one multiple times. I think the second one's better game and so on and so forth, but I'm not knocking the first one, because the first one is a game that I bought and sold and bought and sold and bought and sold, and you know what I mean? It was just one of those games where it's like you played it and then you're like, oh, I'm done with this, and the next thing you know, you're like, man, I really want to play that again, so you pick it up again, because it was so you could get that thing. The first one's so cheap from like a GameStop or something, like a used copy for like $6, $7 or something.
I think I paid $13 for the one that I got when I like on for 360. I bought an Xbox 360 off of was it Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist? I don't know. But I got that, and I got a bunch of, and I was like, I knew it was a game I wanted to play. It's not on my list though, which is funny, but I played 1 and I played 2 and never finished either one, but I had a good time playing them for the most part. Yeah. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It was visually stunning.
Oh yeah, the game was amazing.
The storyline is so well written. I know it is. The game,
and all the voiceovers and everything, were legit. You know,
yeah,
it was really good.
And you're going to see a common theme on this list, I'm sure. Rockstar. Rockstar is just an amazing company putting out games right now. Did you ever watch that? No, we'll get into that later. Never mind. Sent you a video before you didn't watch it. Okay, so yeah, Red Dead is amazing. It is. It's not on my list, but I played both the games. They're good. They just weren't my favorites.
Right. Well, like as far as Rockstar goes, man, everything they release is seems like turns out to be gold, but it doesn't. It takes them a long time to release something.
This is true.
Like waiting on GTA 6, you know. So
I still don't believe that's out. That's coming.
Yeah, who knows?
I know there's news and all this stuff. I still don't think it's coming. Like there's no way that it's going to come at this point.
It's got to eventually, you would think.
So, speaking of Rockstar games, my number 5 game is Vice City.
Yeah.
I fell in love with that game. So it came out in 2001, 2002, some of that time frame.
Right.
I was over in Korea at that point in time, and I ordered it off EB Games International. Like, it had it mailed to me. Like, that you couldn't get games over there, like that weren't bootlegged, like real true copies. Like off base was all like bootleg copies. So you had to go on base, and there was 60 to 100,000 soldiers there on the peninsula. How many of those games do you think they're going to sell? Like, there just wasn't enough to go around. So we ordered a lot. Like, I ordered a couple, like SOCOM, Operation Desert Storm, a bunch of those. But Vice City touched my heart. It did. Okay, we've talked about where I grew up at, and when I grew up there, I grew up in Miami in the 80s, where that was basically set. I mean, I know it was loosely set in the late 70s, early 80s with what's his face, Scarface, and I get all that.
Yeah.
But if you look at Miami, which they did Vice City off of, that is Miami in the 80s, and that was the feel. Like, you had the Biscayne Bay out there. It was just, and that like when you're going to the mansion, that's a model off of Biscayne Bay, and the mansion area is supposed to be Star Island. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in that we lived in Miami. And like, if you're going around like Miami Beach and stuff at night, you can see all the pastel neons and stuff, like all the stuff that you saw in that game. Man, it just took me back to my childhood. I remember like riding around in my mom's like 78 Buick, watching this stuff and like seeing like the colors and like the glass block and like the Art Deco and like all that's, man. God,
nice.
Like, even just talking about it, I want to go play this game. I almost bought that trilogy just to replay this game because it was so nostalgic for me. The game, a brand new game, was nostalgic to go back to my childhood back then, and it was just so awesome. Yeah, I used to sit there. I was in the Army, so I would sit there and I turn on my Xbox in the morning when I was got back from doing PT, hop in a car that I stole, and just turn the radio on and blare my TV and just walk around and get ready for work and listen to the game's music other than anything else.
Yeah.
Like, how dope is that? To have a game soundtrack in game that someone would actually turn on the game to just listen to the music that comes along with the game.
Yeah, I did that same stuff, man. Like on the hip hop station on GTA 5 and all that shit had a lot of the
bangers
that I would love to listen to, like, and I'd listen to in real life, not just when I was gaming and shit. So
yeah, GTA 5 has some bangers on it too.
Yeah.
Vice City though it had the old school like 80s pop and R&B and like it was cool, man. I from front to back, left to right, I love that game. I know GTA 5 is a better, more progressive game than that. But as far as the feel for me, that game is top.
Right. And if I was to pick my number 4 was GTA as well. But if I was to pick one, I think the one I enjoyed the most for me would have probably been San Andreas.
I never played that.
Like the fucking, running in the hood and fucking lowriders and, gangster music and stuff like that. And really getting in. That was to me the one that really got into like the hood culture, the street gang culture and stuff like that, and I don't know. That would be my pick of GTA, as far as for the best one. Okay. That was something like when I grew up, mid to late 80s, early 90s and stuff was all that hood, East Coast, West Coast, all that stuff and the rap and whatever. And so that kind of played along, San Andreas did. I enjoyed that game a lot as far as GTA, but now, of course, the graphics are so terrible, But back then, that was good graphics.
And that was the thing. Like, I was just talking to you guys in Discord, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, whatever. I was like, hey, I was watching that GTA, the documentary I sent you guys. And it was talking about San Andreas. I never played it. I quit gaming for a span of so many years, and I just didn't have time and whatever. So I was asking if I should go back and play it because it wasn't that good, and everybody's like, "Well, for nostalgia, you should, but otherwise, the game plays. It's not even that good. It was good for the time. It's not good at all. Like, I don't know if I could go back and play.
Graphics are junk,
yeah, and that's what it is. But I guess the voice acting was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I heard. Good. Looking at the documentary I saw, it made me want to play that game because it was so descriptive of how awesome the game was and why it was such an epic game to begin with. Like, it went that if you need to find the documentary if you haven't watched it, it's the history of GTA. I'll link it down in the bio when I post this. It's if you guys are watching this or listen to this or whatever, please go watch this. If you're a GTA fan, it goes from the original, like when they first started making GTA, it goes through all the company and like who made it and why they made it and how they made it and why they did things. Like, it was phenomenal. It made me want to play for it. Buddy, it's about an hour. Like, that's how crazy it is. It's an hour-long documentary of a fucking video game.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, it's how long?
Or whatever. Yeah.
How old is that video game? I mean, figure 2000.
When the first one came up, it was a
99
overhead game or whatever.
Yeah, the overtop. That was like, what, 97?
Oh, shit, you got me. I don't know what year it came out.
Oh, see, now.
I have no damn clue.
It wasn't on my list.
I think it was earlier than that, wasn't it?
First.
Come on, type faster, 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 faster.
Oh, yeah, November 97.
That's what I said. Yep.
I didn't
even
that,
believe
fool.
Me.
Yeah, the first one came out in November 97. That's why I never played it, because I was in the Army.
I telepathically told you that. That's why you knew that.
Oh.
Just want you to know.
I'm touching my head, trying to pick up the waves.
I'm a pro thinker as well as a pro gamer.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is an odd one, and this one comes from my childhood, but I played it so much, and I'm playing it now with my son. So it had to hit my top 5, and that's Super Mario World. It wasn't my first Mario game, or my second, or my third, but it surely was my favorite that like I said, I still play it. It's advanced enough that you can go back and play it now and not want to throw the controller at the TV, because that's exactly how you'll feel if you go back and play like Mario, like the original Mario. Because I don't understand why when I'm on my computer, if I tap a button, it doesn't immediately react. Like, they programmed in a fucking delay that goes with the button that you used to press. It pisses me off, and I can't do it. Because when I press it, I want it to go. But Super Mario World, I have an Xbox controller, and I love playing it. Even to this day, I'll still pick it up, and I know how to get ultimate lives and go, like, man, it's so much fun. I can't say there's even a more iconic Mario game out there. I feel bad saying that, but I'm telling you, to me, I don't think there's a more iconic game out there. Like, I toyed with this one or Mario Kart.
Right. Well, which I have on right now.
Yeah.
And what's funny that we're talking about this is because my number 3 was I just put Mario Brothers, like the actual series or whatever. But I mean, if I had to pick one, I don't know that I can really, between like Mario Kart and Super Mario World and the original Mario Brothers, which is like one of the first games that I really played on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Came with the Mario Brothers, and then like Duck Hunt, you had the little get the little gun and shoot the ducks, and the dog would laugh at you and shit,
Denim.
But yeah, that was my number 3 was Mario Brothers. And I mean, if I was going to pick one just out of sheer nostalgia and stuff, it would probably be the original, because I just remember as a kid sitting there with that and being amazed, but you only get like 3 lives to start or something, and then you'd have to get coins and stuff to get extra lives, no saving, and it was
so that's not true. There's a way that you can go back to the last place. I saw it I didn't believe it either. I know someone that tried it, but there's a way to get back to it. Another time. Another time. So your number 3 is Mario. You don't know which one you want to pick at all.
Yeah, I mean, if I was gonna pick one, like I said, I'd probably pick the first one. But the Super Mario World I really enjoyed as well. Like, is that going to the different spots?
Yeah, the different. It's almost an open world type.
Yeah.
And then all the different secrets, because you can see.
Yoshi's a beast, man. You gotta love Yoshi. So
Yoshi was the best.
yeah,
Absolutely the best. I love that you could see that there was a secret in the level, even if you never saw where the secret was, because you saw the path that was like grayed out, and you're like, motherfucker, I know it's in there. It's showing me that it's there. I gotta go back and fucking find it. Right. And like it would drive you bonkers. And back in the day, it'd have you go buy Nintendo Power magazine to figure out where the secrets were. I mean, I remember getting a map, like one of the fold-out maps, in the back of a Nintendo Power, and it would end up being like a 2-foot by 2-foot map. And at the time, it was like bigger than my future. It felt like it was so just a massive map that I'm looking. I'm like, oh, this is so amazing.
Right.
So stupid now, but it was just cool, man. Put them up on, tape them up to your wall so you can see them when you're playing. You're like, oh, I want to go there.
I can't knock freaking Mario Kart either, though, man, because that's like for just outright fun back then. Like when your friends got together. Well, yeah, no shit. But when your friends and you would get together and you'd had somebody had multiple controllers or whatever, and you could play, you know, and beat up on your friends in Mario Kart. That was always a good time. So
I bonded with my nieces and nephews and kids and all everybody. We played, like my sister had a Wii growing up. Like when my kids were all little, we used to go to there. They had 4 controllers were out there, and my wife now, she would play my nieces and get her ass beat. Like it was awesome.
Get the blue turtle shell and knock the motherfucker out in first place and shit. It was a good time.
I blue, red, green. I don't know the difference.
I think the red was the heat seeking, and then the green just shot straight. And then if you got a blue one, it took out first place, I think. But
no, I don't never got it. But I had fun.
We usually did the battles where you had the balloons and shit, and had to like knock each other's balloons off by hitting them and stuff.
All right, so my next one is kind of probably whatever, and a lot of people won't agree with me. They'll want a different one of these. But to me, this was the original. This was the one that got me into the style of play, and that would be Halo. I know Halo 2 is like by critics and by people, it's the favorite of the series.
Right.
The original Halo though it was the same time I was in Korea. I ordered it over there, and we would sit there and have LAN parties and stuff in the rooms, and 4 to 8 people, like all that stuff on these huge, And think of what I did for a living in there. I was in the infantry. So
I mean, what? Oh, I got you. My bad. I was thinking of your next job.
Oh, that was the next job. Yeah. I was a pro at that point. Yes, absolutely. But you know what I'm saying though? Like you put 8 infantry grunts in a freaking video game where we can shoot at each other without any recourse.
Well, yeah, true that. Yeah, over there that'd be a lot of fun, dude.
Well, yeah, especially when we didn't have to leave the room ever. Like we could have liquor and cigarettes and food and everything delivered to the room over there in Korea, and we could just sit there and play and get stupid, drunk, and have amazing parties. And
yeah, that's cool.
And we were all good about it. So yeah, that one. I just here's the thing. I will disclaimer this. I was never good at Halo. I was 100% never good at Halo. I would get my ass killed in every PvP. Any PvP, I get my ass killed constantly. Because as of now, I'm not good at shooting things. I mean, I can do PvE really well, but when it comes to people and the sporadics of moving and stuff like that, like it just... Right. If I had a rifle in my hand, I could do it. But if I have a controller in my hand, I'm out. So, but I love that game immensely. And it's so many memories of the good times that I had while playing that game. It was such a good social game. Like to me, that's my GoldenEye, because I didn't really play games. I mean, I played GoldenEye when it came out. I played it on the 64, but that was when I was like younger. I was just in the army. I wasn't like when I was in Korea, I was married at that time. Like I was more settled down, and that's why I was gaming more. I wasn't out partying in the clubs all night, which is what I was doing when that came out. Like I just wasn't. I was out doing stupid stuff and trying to go chase chicks and everything. And video games did not equate to any woman sitting on my lap. So I definitely was not going to be doing that at 17, 18, 19. Yeah, about that time. It was about the really whore days.
Right.
they're really hard.
Get it.
But Yeah, man. Halo.
I didn't have those days till I was young or older, I guess, because I was in a constant relationship. Now, from my 30s is where I really got a little, late 20s, early 30s.
There you go. All right, so we're down to our top two each.
Yeah, my number two, I would have to say, just for the even now. I mean, and I haven't played it in forever, but it's something I'd like to get back into and play some more of. But growing up, like playing my brother, my older brother, and then younger brother and friends and stuff like that would have to be Madden, dude. I think like I played a lot of Madden as a kid growing up. That was kind of our thing is like when your brother, we'd be playing each other, or friends would come over and be like, hey, let's play Madden, blah, 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 blah. It was just one of those things throughout all the different ones that were released growing up and stuff. It was something like I always had it, like it was one of the games that I always had. And when we had people over, that was kind of our go-to.
I can see that. I love Madden.
Especially before like online gaming became such a big thing and stuff, that was just like one of the games that was for sure that it seemed like almost every dude was going to enjoy playing. So anytime your friends would get together or something, you really do like tournaments, or winner stay on type thing, and just, drink or do whatever and play Madden,
That was OG Kush. Woo, I love it's, you could taste the difference. Like I was hitting this and then I went, man, it's just a different taste. I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I don't know, man. That'd be my number two all time would be Madden, dude, just because of the fun I had playing it growing up and shit. And probably still will play it more before my passing days. It's something that I'll probably play from the point it came out and became a thing. Because before that, like I'd play Super Techno Bowl and the other ones back in the day,
We still play that. My wife's cousin has a Nintendo emulator, and we play Super Tecmo Bowl whenever I go over there because he likes fucking with me because I have the Dolphins, and his ex-brother-in-law plays with just the Jets, and bro, it wasn't even fun. It's it's not what you remember. I promise you, it is not. It's horrible.
No, yeah, it's definitely horrible, man. That was
horrible.
Way early gaming. But yeah, Madden overall for me number two because of just all the outright fun and stuff and just memories of playing friends and family members and things like that. And still to this day, it's still going strong. And yeah, so that's it.
So I'm going to change gears with my number two because so far every single game that we've talked about has been console, but you can get on PC some of them. But
right.
all of them have been like open for console.
I didn't PC game until it took me a while anyway to get onto PC gaming. I got into it a little bit when my kid's mom and I first got together because her dad was real into it. And that'll be I got a mention out of that at the end of this a game that just kind of shows some respect to. But then when I had kids and stuff, I kind of got away from it and then went back to console and then. Now, of course, you know what's going on PC-wise.
Same here. I played PC with EverQuest back in the day, back in like 99. So when I started, I played while I was in Korea a little bit. Got into console over there, and then stuck with console up until I figured out I wanted to play GTA 5 RP. And I'm like, well, I can't do that with a console, so my PS4 is absolutely worthless to me with this. I mean, I love playing GTA 5 on my PS4, but it's just I need to get a PC. So, anyways, we're getting off topic. So, EverQuest 2. That game was a daily staple in my life. When I first got sick, when my wife and I first got together, I would play whenever I got a chance to not be around other people. Like if I was home alone or whatever, I would do it. When I was working, I would have a laptop on my desk while I was working and play while I was working. And then I would hunt a little bit between calls, whatever I was doing. And then I'd go hide somewhere in the game and I'd go do my job for a little while and go back to bro. It was a sickness just about like, I played it, but I was in so much pain constantly. I had so many issues with my body and everything. It was the one thing that I could control. I could always go in there and be okay and maintain my focus straight down and be okay. And that to me it's an amazing game. And there's people that I know I talk to this day that I met on that game, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like, it's that cool of a community, and it's a dead community. The game is, they want to say it's not, but they've been sold now. They sold to it's no longer Sony. When it was Sony, it was an amazing game, and it had great content coming out, and it was constantly getting better and better. They were coming out with new games, and then they sold it. Now they're just giving expansions after expansions, and it's just repetitive, and it's all a grind. I mean, it was 100+ levels when I started, when I got done playing years ago. How that many more levels could there be?
Well, and that's the same thing that, like, all those games end up doing it as long as they can keep people playing. Like WoW does the same thing, man. There's been so many expansions and stuff over the years, and it's
same genre.
Yeah, still kind of doing that same thing, man. And how long have people been playing that damn game? So crazy, man.
Yeah,
cash cows.
My tunes are still there. I've logged. I did secure my account with the new person that runs the servers, or the new company that runs the servers. So I didn't want to lose my tunes just in case I wanted to go back to there.
Crazy, man.
But I had fucking 11 of them, max leveled, geared, everything. Like, I'm telling you, I had a tune for every occasion. Whatever you needed, I could bring. Whether it was a healer, a tank, a DPS, or different kinds of DPS. Whatever. Like, I had a warden, which was like a battle druid, stuff like just different kinds of tunes. They're just whatever you wanted. A crusader, which was like a Templar knight.
I played EverQuest 2 for a while, but it's one that I ended up. It's like I played that. I feel like, if I remember right, which who knows, I may not. But I feel like I played that for a while and then ended up. Maybe was that before WoW, EverQuest 2, or after?
EverQuest 1 was before WoW.
Okay, so I played 2, so I think I jumped from WoW over to that and then left that to come back to WoW.
Why?
I don't remember. I think it was just the way that, WoW was, and I had more friends that played it, and
that's important.
Stuff like that, like I already had groups and things, so I think I just jumped back to it. And I played WoW, the first original, up to level 60 Druid, which was top level back then, and then once the expansions and stuff came out, at that point I was having kids and shit, so that was kind of, went away.
I hear you. All right, so that was my number 2 with EverQuest. So we're down to our number 1 game of all time. I have no idea where you're going with this, honestly.
Oh, mine's simple, man, and I mean just for sheer, I guess, overall fun. And where I've met the most people and friends, and
now I know where you're going.
Yeah, built my, the community that I have and around me and stuff has to be DayZ, man. So DayZ has to be my number 1 game of all time because I've got the most hours in it of any game I've ever played. I would assume.
I would assume.
Yeah, I've got, I've made so many friends and stuff through that game, and still to this day, I'm still continuing to build friends, and that game's been out for a long time. A lot of people I started out with on console and, built the whole Twitch community that I have now around that game originally. And most of those people that are in there every night, not all obviously, but a lot of those people that are still in there every night hanging with me and playing with games with me and stuff came from that experience on DayZ on console and stuff. And it's still going to this day. So
I mean, I'm not a survival game. So. I'm not a survival game fan.
Okay, here we go.
So I have to admit to myself, I love good DayZ, like I really do, and it's not just like I'm really into the RP side of it right now, only because I'm really into liking the building side. I've never built in DayZ. I've never had the opportunity to basically free build and set something up as I want to, like how you can, how you would be able to in a real situation that you're in. Because let's be real, normal DayZ is not real situation. Like you're gonna find stuff, like all the houses are all like empty except for a couple. That's not how life is. Like if this happens, it's more like what like Walking Dead is, where there's a bunch of shit and dead people in the houses, and like there's a lot going on, and it isn't empty, sparse houses and shit. So I like DayZ for that, and I love I'm getting into the PvP side. I'm not good at it, but I am 100% excited to like. I'm going to go into MF with you guys one of these nights and just play because I definitely want to do that. Like next week, I'm out.
That's a good server, man.
It looks amazing, and it looks hard to survive, and it looks very violent too. So
it's really hard starting out, that's for sure, because they don't give you shit starting out, man. Like when you're a freshie, they're like, "Yeah, you're fucking fresh. Good luck. Here you go." So you got to be kind of looking hard for some food and drink right there at the beginning. Plus, trying to survive because I got popped a few times on the coast too. So.
But I mean, to me, that's what DayZ is, like the hardness of the survival side. Like my first experience at DayZ that night was Struggle Bus. So it turned out to be a shitty fucking server, but I sucked. I died so much in that server.
Yeah. Well,
I got killed by a single wolf in the middle of the woods for no reason. Like all kinds of stupid shit. Died of hunger, died of thirst, like all this stuff, and it was fucking great. I loved it. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that's the way I came into DayZ, man. Originally, you know, it was the same with on like console. I had never played it before, and at this point, I guess probably the first time I played it, I don't think I was streaming yet, honestly. And then shortly after it came out on consoles when I started streaming. But anyway, it was it was hard, dude. Because on console it was just vanilla, and it was definitely a hard learning curve, like because I didn't really know anybody in the game or have other people that really played it and stuff, so I kind of went into it just playing it myself, you know, and then met a whole lot of people through it, obviously from when I started streaming DayZ, and then next thing you know, here we are, you know, with all the people we play with now, you know, really, it's it's got to be my number one, bro. It can't not be my number one. I think for that reason alone.
I'm not mad at you for that, and and remember I told you there was an honorable mention.
Yeah,
it's DayZ. I'm sorry I couldn't put it in my top 5 because it's just not there yet for me.
Yeah,
but it gets an honorable mention to be one of my games that I'm really enjoying now.
Right.
So we're just at different places in that game, but I definitely I can't say I'm not a survival game fan. I'm just a selective survival game fan.
Hey, that's better, man. That's better than it was before because, you know, a month ago or 2 months ago, you said you didn't like them at all. So.
Oh, I didn't like them back then. The only one that I did like was DayZ at that point. The rest of them could go to hell.
Right.
I mean, come on.
And that's another game that the real reason, one of the main reasons I wanted to get onto PC originally was to play another survival game, which was Scum. Because when I was reading about it coming out and stuff, like it really, when I was on console, I'm like, man, I really want to play that fucking game. You know what I'm saying? It was so hyped up, and the way they were talking about it, and obviously, you know, it is where it is now, and it's. I'm
not familiar with the game.
I would rather play DayZ. Not to knock in Scum, it's still a great game. It's just I think for my play style, DayZ is better for me. But that's one of them games where it was like, man, I really need to get a PC so I can try this game before it had come out, and reading, watching videos and all that shit of it.
Hell yeah.
So that would be anyway, one of my honorable mentions.
I love it. So my number one game, and you've probably guessed at this point, if you're listening and really listening to what I'm saying, it's GTA 5. And it's not because of the game, it's because of the RP side.
The 5M side of things.
The 5M side has completely transformed the way I thought of gaming and what gaming can be. Because I went from EverQuest, which was an MMORPG, which is a bunch of small zones that you could go between and whatnot. Not really small, but big enough, but small enough anyway. You were transporting and like the same shit. Fuck, this place is open. Like you have instances in there where you would go into a building and it would phase you into the building. But outside of that, everything's fucking open. If you could get to the one side to the other side in a minute, then you'd see the simultaneous. Like it's the same time of day. It's crazy. The game is so enveloping, and then to take the modding that has come above everything. And the lifelike cars that you can drive out there. Like, I miss driving my Ferrari, 2015 Ferrari LaFerrari on Red Rum. I saved for months on that, like grinding, because I wasn't a criminal. I was a fucking EMS. And I was like, I want this fucking car. And I would go out and to go scuba diving and everything I could do. Bro, it was crazy. Like the grind that I had, I made 40 grand in a day. Like it was, on GTA, you can make a ton of money if you're in illegal shit. But if you're not, it's it's hard.
Well,
So
some people can make a ton of money doing illegal shit. Me, I spend it all giving it to the cops.
bro, we made so much money on duty. Don't start that shit.
I gave a lot of it back to the police, though.
Yeah, but that was because you were doing content for the stream, though. That's
Yeah, true that.
You wouldn't do half that stupid shit that we did on there if it wasn't for doing for streaming content.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We would have some stupid shit, but it wasn't that stupid shit. We wouldn't go trying to get caught and like have it out with the cops.
Right.
We would want to go and just do our shit. Like it's a different kind of mentality. But
Yeah.
that's my number one game. It brought us together.
Well, yeah, for sure. And I've had a lot of good times on it. I couldn't put it on my list necessarily. I don't know why though. It could be there just as easily because I've had so many good times over that and enjoyed so much good RP with everybody. It's one of them things where it's, and I had, GTA on my top 5, but I would have to choose the San Andreas over the 5, I guess.
And that's okay. I can see that.
Kind of thinking back growing up and shit like that. But man, we've had some absolute great times on GTA RP and whatnot.
Oh my god,
so much!
I remember one night when I was with the Ballers and we were in the strip club, not the Unicorn, but the other one, the Magic Pussy, whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
I was
Pussycat or something like that.
I was
Magic
so
Pussycat.
fucked up playing. And Biggs was so fucked up in game too that I couldn't see shit we were playing. Like everything, it was all wavy and shit whenever you, and I was so fucked up and he was so fucked up. So much fun. It was a lot of fun. Just all the shit that we did.
Yeah, it always
it continues to be.
If it was a better game to grow on, like streaming wise and stuff, man, I'd probably still play it more. But it's it's just not a very good game to grow on. And to me, there's so much other drama. Like if you're trying to play hip hop characters or gang type characters, there's a lot of drama, and it's just for me. Don't get me wrong. Like when you're playing with friends and stuff, it's great, good times and stuff like that. But then the drama and stuff you put up with between people that lose their shit or like the admins or going to shit on a city or so on and so forth, just kind of kept it off of my list as far as that goes.
Dude, that's why I'm digging the RP server that I'm doing in DayZ right now that I'm in. I know the moderators, and I know that like the owner. I know the moderators, and they're really fair people. And everything I've seen, it hasn't been fuck it, you got DayZ'd. It's hey, I'll help you fix that. And I thought it was just because like I'm streaming it or whatever, but it's not because I've seen other people happen all the time. Like they are hooking them up and like when something doesn't work, like I moved a stove and it says you need 10 metal sheets to put it back up. And I was like, motherfucker, that's a lot of metal. You know that. That's 2 stacks of those things and they only fit in one in the back, like one stack in a backpack. It's a lot. So I finally fucking got them all together and I go to put it back together to put it where I want it to go. And I'm like, what the fuck? It won't place. It won't do anything. So I hopped on Discord and was like, hey, what's up? They're like, oh man, I'm sorry. That's a bug thing. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Put it in the box. I'll hop in and I'll drop you some shit. I was streaming. I was just up and doing my thing with I was building a watchtower. I come down and there's a pot stove, another kind of stove, another kind of heating element. Like he didn't know what I wanted. He didn't know what he didn't know. She just popped a couple things and whatever. And I'm just like, that's cool, man.
Right. Yeah.
To me, that's what makes the difference, especially in these kind of situations. Like the ownership and the way that it's run. Like whenever there's an issue, they're on top of it. Even if it's down for a little while, they communicate with everybody and let us know what's going on. Like it's a small community now, so it's easy and it's going to get harder as that place grows. And that place is going to grow because they want to shoot each other. Trust me, they're having some shootouts down in the South already, and it's cool.
Right.
So that's going to get out. Like, and when people are looking for RP servers, but they want to get a little PvP out there, they're going to want to do this, and they're going to come into that. So, and it's I mean, you've seen it, dude.
Yeah,
That's a
it's cool.
thick fucking jungle.
Yeah, the jungle mod's pretty dope, dude. It looks good for sure. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, the prison that I took over is just I'm living out my fucking Walking Dead fantasies over there. Like, like it's just cool, man. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. But back to we just got way off. GTA, yes.
Yep,
bro. It's to me. I've had it on 3 different. Let's see. Yeah, PS3, PS4, and now PC. I bought it 5 times because I've given it to other people too. That hey, here, try this. I bought it for my son. Right. I bought my son I gave him my laptop and everything to go over there and because he wanted to play with us. Like,
right? Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
You never did, dickhead. But I'm not worried. He's not listening. Again, hey, dickhead.
Truth hurts sometimes. Shit, truth hurts sometimes.
And if you are listening, Trent, I love you.
Right.
Well, yeah, man, that's my top 5. Like I said, I had 10, 12, but I mean, they're ones that were good to me. SOCOM, Operation Desert Storm, Doom, Tetris, Metal Gear Solid.
See, I'd have to do an honorable mention for iRacing. I love that. I wish I could afford a full cockpit and a standalone computer just for that and stuff because I'd still play it. I'd still play it, But another one I would have to mention is a game that I played was my first computer game that I really got into big time, and we had a clan competitions and stuff. Would be Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Back in the day, it was It was
first person shooter,
multiplayer first person shooter, objective based, where you had the American and then the Axis side, and you either had to you'd have to run up and maybe build something or breach a gate, and then get through another area and then extract some. There'd always be something you'd have to grab and run back out and get to an extraction point or something. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. That was probably it was my first PC game, online PC game that I played, and we got.
It was a dope game. I played it.
Man, it was super good back in the day.
My brother had the game. When I went down to Miami to visit him years ago, 10 years ago, probably, or something like that. He played that game, and he was the guy like us now. I didn't realize this was common. To me, I thought this guy was crazy. He had a $2,000 gaming PC and freaking this mouse that was all crazy gripped to his hand and stuff. I was like, bro, what is up? What is wrong with you? Right. He had the little WASD pad over here. He didn't have a full. I was like, bro, you're a nerd.
Yeah, and here we sit.
Although I was jealous. It wasn't. I wanted to play that stuff. I was really happy. I was like, damn, that's really cool. I should do that, and I just didn't have it in me at that point to put that much effort to it. I was gaming off of not even a gaming laptop. That's the thing. When I played EQ2, I was talking about, I was on a run of the mill Dell piece of junk, freaking 17-inch laptop. It was not made for gaming. I had everything so jacked down. It was almost 16-bit graphic looking shit. But I loved the people that I played with. There's like I said, there's people on my Facebook today. There's people on my Facebook today that one of them was a kid. I didn't even know he was a kid when we were playing, but I say kid, he's 10 years younger than us. So he's probably 30 now. But at that time he was 20. So he was 19, 20 at that point. So it was just I've watched this guy grow up and have a family now and have kids. It's just so cool. And another guy, and he was the guild leader. My first one, I know him, and his wife has now passed. I experienced that with them. I know the daughter. His daughter's about to get married, and she's on my it's just I'm saying we're in each other's lives,
right?
And it was brought through gaming, and to me that's just a beautiful thing. How many times these people live all over the world that we play with?
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. To me, Max is in Canada. I don't hold it against him, but he's in another country. He is, but I still play with him. That's cool. I mean, to me,
cool, man, from where we came from, you know what I'm saying? Like when we started gaming to where it is now.
Fucking elbowing the person next
when
to
we
you.
first started gaming, there was no fucking internet. You know what I'm saying? Like the internet wasn't a fucking thing.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's crazy the way it is now compared to the way it was when we were sitting in front of our fucking floor TV playing Atari and NES and shit like that, you know.
The hack for Tecmo Bowl was holding your hands over their eyes.
Yeah, right. Yep. Well, all right, brother. It's been a lot of fun, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
It's come a long fucking way. It's crazy, man. Crazy.
Absolutely.
I wonder where it'll be 10 years from now. Hopefully we're around to, you know, still be playing. So, well, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening again to our bullshit and talking and just kind of going back and forth on the games we loved growing up and as grown-ups. So,
and if you agree or disagree, I'd love to see your top 5 or top 1 or whatever in the comments down there. Let us know what y'all are playing. If there's something that we missed, tell us where we're wrong. I want to hear it.
Hell yeah. Until next time, guys. 2 Fried Eggs Podcast. Much love, baby.
Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe below if you like our content. New episodes dropping every Friday. Stay tuned.